All right, let's head back out to Mazvo, where Shahei has been making sure the mixed car is ready for our road trip that we're taking to Legoland this week. You're going to want to watch that show. It's going to be awesome. But Shahei, let's talk about, you know what? It's not about kicking the tires. It's about checking the tires.
Yes, indeed. You want to make sure that you look at the tread of the tires and make sure that they're thick. And obviously, you could do the old penny test where you take the penny, turn it upside down. If you see Lincoln's head, it's time to change the tires. If you don't see his head, then you're good. You want to make sure that the tires are no more than 5 years old. The National Highway Safety Association says that anything that's 5 or more years old dry rots. And we've seen on the freeway those big black rubber pieces of the tire on the side of the road. You want to make sure that you don't have a blowout. That's crucial. And if you need rotation, like yours actually does need a rotation, you can see here the tread is a little bit lower, and then on the back it's a little thicker. So you want the worn or worse tires in the back, because if you do have a blowout, you want the blowout to be in the back of the car, not the front, because you'll lose control if it's in the front. That way in the back, you just get that slight wiggle, and that's better control. You don't want a blowout, but you want to, if it does, you want them in the back. Spare tire, that's crucial as well. Most people just ignore it because they have more stuff in the back. Find your spare tire. If you need to figure out how to remove it, do a dry run. Do that. Make sure that you have the jack and the lug wrench. All that is crucial, because if you don't have that, then what good is a spare tire if you can't use it?
So there you go. You know, also I have a friend who pretty much I guess Googles all the different discount tires in the city that he's going to. So if he needs to have a tire change, he knows where to go and stuff, which is interesting. So, and that brings us to auditing your, of course, your service repairs. So you're saying have an audit going on, right?
Yeah, if you should get into a habit, if you haven't, to keep all your receipts for several reasons. One, to know what you've done, because you don't want to be somewhere and stuck and they tell you, oh, you need this and you need that. You have it in a folder. You'll know, okay, when's the last time I did brakes? When's the last time I flushed the cooling system? That's crucial as well, especially when you're driving in long distance in the summertime. Overheating is something you want to avoid. So if you've got a vehicle that's got 60, 70, 80, 90,000 miles on it, but your records don't show that you flushed the cooling system, that's something that you can tell your mechanic, hey, flush it, because I'm going away for 10 days and I'm going to come back. I want to make sure that on the road I don't have an overheating issue. So for that reason as well. And then, of course, if something fails, you've got warranty. That's very, very crucial. You don't want to double pay for something when you already did it. Most repairs also have a nationwide warranty, especially if it's from a dealership.
So I like that, because that just answered our risk, of course, of mileage that you just said there. A certain amount of mileage you want to have it checked out, which is so important. So
yeah. Oh, yeah. Mileage is crucial, too. And again, don't forget the biggest misconception. People think, well, it's running great right now and I depend on it and I trust it. That's fine. But if you're just doing local driving for the last 5 years and you really haven't taken that vehicle out of town, if you've got a vehicle that's 120 or 130,000 miles, it's doing great in the city, you don't know how well it's going to do on a consistent 6-hour drive at 75 miles an hour. So make sure that you do your risk factor and say, all right, this may be a time for this trip. I might want to rent a car, just in case.
Yeah. Okay. Not just about cars traveling on trips. We got our RVs. I have one. I've actually been checking it out daily as we get ready for trips going out. So that's something also, too, you're saying. It's not just about the car.
Correct. Oh, yeah. Make sure the trailer, obviously tires on the trailer, lights are working, all of that. Weight factor, make sure that you don't overload. We get excited and throw things, but we forget, hey, the specification for this load and the drag and pulling may be too much, especially if you now add the factor of the whole family in the car, plus the trailer and overloaded extra stuff. You really need to do your due diligence and be your own first line of defense and make sure that you dot the I's and cross the T's, that you don't overload the car and the trailer if you don't have to.
Yeah. Okay, we got 2 more, and actually one is not on the list. I'm going to add it, but the next one we're talking about is Frogger, which I've been known to do this, but we got to not play Frogger on the roads.
Frogger is one of the biggest reasons for collisions on the freeway. You're excited, you want to get there, I get it. Kids may be nagging a little bit. You want to make sure that you keep a 1.5 to 2 car distance between you and the vehicles in front of you, because you don't know what's happening in the front. The minute they slam on the brakes, you're going to have that domino effect, and so you want to avoid it. So you play Frogger, going from right lane to the middle lane to the left lane, back and forth. You end up, truth be told, you end up in the same spot as the 4 cars that you passed already earlier. So just take your time, stay in the center lane, keep the cruise control on, and if you need to switch, only switch because of the traffic jam and you want to avoid to just bypass a large truck or something like that.
Yeah. Okay, and the one that's not on the list I wanted to bring up, and that is tunnel vision, what people get that causes more accidents, and that's because they focus on the one car in front of them instead of looking at everything around them.
Yes, very true. And that happens to a lot of people and they don't realize it. When the biggest factor is obviously sleep. If you know you're going to go for a nice 5-6 hour drive, get your sleep. Stay hydrated. Staying hydrated yourself is very important. Sleep is very important because when you're focused, and that, of course, that boredom too. We've all driven to Los Angeles or even San Diego. That road, there isn't much to see. So just staring at dirt and cactus and just little hills and mountains, you can get bored. And so you're trying to focus and you're staring at that one car, all of a sudden something happens and your reaction time gets cut. That's tunnel vision.
There it is right there, Shahe. You've answered the questions. And I just need a yes or no on this one, Shahe, as we plan our trip. And I'm a parent, you're a parent. Should we tell the kids no bathroom breaks, go to the bathroom before you get in this car, do not ask for anything, and just keep quiet and don't touch each other until we get there? Am I allowed to do that?
In theory, yes, up here, but that's not happening.
Shahe, thank you. Of course, if you want more information about Shahe's tips, you always go to aztv.com, and we got a page on there for Mazvo, the man who knows what's going on. Because you don't just talk with him, you sit straight and, of course, or you sit crooked and talk straight. There you go. I got it.